I'm in the union now. My bargains are collective.
It's the power of many.
I don't the power of bullshit.
It's cheap. It's sense. I'm Joey Feta. I talk like this, but not in real life.
I mean, kinda. I talk like that. You put 2 whiskeys under my belt, I get a little bit Jersey. Hey, I'm Feta.
I'm Rhaiu.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro.
That's right. We are working class nerds, and this is episode 251
of the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
And don't forget, if you're looking for more Nerds community content and you want to continue the conversation with us, join our Discord. Link is in the show notes below.
And this week's episode, we'll be breaking down Rhaiu's favorite Star Wars content of all time. He said that, folks. He really said it, and I'm definitely not lying. That's right. We're talking about The Acolyte, Rhaiu's most beloved piece of Star Wars content. Definitely not given time for refutes on that statement. But anyways, Feta has been dying to tell us that he's finally found a tabletop game that he can win at. I heard this week, Feta, he finally found victory. So, Mr. Joey Feta, what have you been up to?
When did this show become a roast? That's messed up.
I think it was a part of the collective bargaining agreement we signed earlier.
Oh, right. And when we signed the contract, it was complete slander. Jeez. Dude, I can't win anything. I can't.
What do you mean?
So
what happened?
The Marvel Crisis Protocol League started up at my local game store.
Okay.
This is a game that I've played probably 3 or 4 times, but I just really love it because the IP is great. It's all of the Marvel superheroes. Started up the league. I picked a new team. I'm starting to paint it. I'm doing the Web Warriors affiliation. And so it's all Spider-Man from all over the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And played my first 2 games for this league. Lost both in record time.
Oh no, so you got smoked?
I got fucking obliterated. To be fair, this is one of the most popular games that people play at our store. So there's a lot of people that play at a really high level. Some that actually went to the Las Vegas Open at the beginning of this year.
Oh, well, yeah, you played. Have you ever played before?
I played in the last league, so that's probably, 3 games, I think? And okay. I played with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a pretty overpowered team, and I did okay.
Okay.
In that league, I think I went just sub 50%. But I've been struggling with this, trying to win at tabletop games. So I decided I needed to start thinking more, and I picked one of the arguably the most difficult teams to play in Marvel Crisis Protocol, which is the Web Warriors.
Okay. They're thinking
it would
complicated.
Make me. Yeah, they're just really techie. You have to plan 2 steps ahead. It's not like chess, think ahead of your opponent. It's like twice that. Because of a lot of the ways the abilities chain together, and you have to know your opponent's characters, yada yada. So it didn't do so hot. But they look real good. I painted some Spider-Man. I painted Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight looks crazy.
You should see my Spider-Man. I can't wait. They came out beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, in video games, I have still been addicted to that Planet Crafter game. It is just so good. We progressed. We're finally getting insects on our planet.
Nice. What do you mean our? Who
I
else
play
is
with
there?
one of my friends from Paintball Min.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yep. So we have this server together. Ultimately, you started on a desolate planet. You were a convict, and they said that the only way to revoke your sentence is to terraform this planet, make it livable, so that we can colonize it and make a shit ton of money. And we got to bugs.
I hate bugs.
I'm loving bugs because it's not rocks.
Do you actually have wait, do you get bacteria to start or no?
Yeah. We had bacteria, then algae, and phytoplankton, and now bugs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So we're chilling. Rhaiu, What's going on with you?
Oh, glad you asked. I am currently in the process of getting ready for vacation, a much needed and very necessary vacation. I'm going out to the beach, taking the family. This
Nice.
is our annual trip. Once a year, all of my family, even from up north, I've got family in Rhode Island. They come down. We all get together, have like a big old family reunion on the coast, stay in. It kind of spreads out. Some of us have Airbnb. Some are staying with, my grandparents over there. And it's just a nice, good time to catch up on everyone and enjoy the family. So I won't be on next week's
coleslaw
episode.
at the function?
Oh, there's always coleslaw. Coleslaw,
Hell yeah.
barbecue, hot dogs, hamburgers. Sometimes
Nice.
my grandfather will forget that he's grilling, and then we have a wonderful, smoke and
Hockey puck.
smoke infused burger.
Wait,
Just start
so
eating the charcoal from under the grill.
But exactly.
as a relatively uncultured swine over here, can you describe to me like your Carolina like summer cuisine? Like what is that like? I know y'all do
Anything with
barbecue.
vinegar on it?
Yeah, it's like really vinegar based barbecue sauces, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
But it's not.
So it's not just necessarily sauces. So there's like traditional barbecue sauce that you would put like on barbecue chicken, for example. But when you get into like what's called pig picking barbecue, it's barbecue pork.
Yep.
That's where you have like, as you're peeling the meat off and it's pulled pork, there's no real flavor outside of the seasonings and dressings and stuff like that the person who's cooking it puts on. So then you have your option of what barbecue sauce. Now, for people who don't like the bitterness or the cut of, vinegar-based barbecue sauce, they'll put regular stuff. For us, we like it a little bit sharper. The reason being is because in the South, when you put coleslaw on your barbecue sandwich, the coleslaw is a little sweeter. So the sweetness of the coleslaw cuts the bitterness and the sharp edge of the vinegar, and it makes it really enjoyable.
So yeah, a lot of coleslaws. I wonder what the coleslaw recipe's like, because I feel like a lot of coleslaws can be vinegary already.
It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like the mayonnaise and sugar-ish kind.
Yeah. So there's different ways you can add a little bit of sugar to it if you like. If you prefer regular traditional mayonnaise, like you have your Dukes, your Hellmann's, everyone has an opinion on that. For
Dukes?
at least for me,
I need a sidebar on this sidebar. What is Duke's mayonnaise?
it's another brand of mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's not up here.
They don't even sell that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
a Hellmann's guy because our offerings are like Hellmann's are like store brand, and that's it.
Miracle Whip.
Well, that's not
those
mayonnaise.
Crazy people. You like Miracle Whip?
Miracle Whip has its
in my
place,
coleslaw,
but it's not
you
mayonnaise.
put Miracle Whip. You don't put sugar.
Really?
When I make coleslaw, I don't use regular, because for me it's always been, I have that it has to be a balance of sweet to salty. The barbecue sauce that I use is very sharp. I don't like overly sweet to cut it, so I use Miracle Whip because it already has the sweetness put into it. So it balances it out and it makes it better.
I can pick up what you're putting down here. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
Interesting, because it's a whole different equation here. Like I'm getting my sweet from the barbecue sauce, so like the coleslaw a little more tangy with the mayo, but I see you're flipping it. Mm-hmm. See, typically I don't like a Carolina-ish style, like super vinegar forward barbecue sauce, but that's because I'm using it in a different way. Interesting.
No, that makes sense. And everyone has their own ways of making it down here. It's common that whenever you have, we call them pig pickings. That it is. Yeah. If you say, hey, you're getting together and you're going to a pig picking down in the South, people know what you're talking about. Because it takes a legitimate 24 hours of constantly smoking the pig for it to be edible. So like for my family, would grow up and we'd have, we'd go out and we'd do oyster roast and all that kind of stuff. And
oyster roast. You're saying all these things that I've never even heard of.
Smoked oysters are delicious,
sounds
dude.
Banging. I hate raw oysters. Not because the flavor's bad, because the textures gross me out. But
you take a big old cast iron or like a big old piece of sheet metal, drop it over a campfire, let it get nice and hot, take a bushel of oysters, dump them right on it, let it get all nice and cooked up till they're steaming. You take an oyster knife, crack it open, and just slurp it right out.
That just sounds like oyster steamers, but that sounds great. I like steamers too. As a New Englander, you had me at shellfish, so.
Oh, well, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. As long as it's not, honestly, I like anything in that class, food class. It's just and I even like how raw oysters off the half shell taste when they're fresh, of course. But like, I cannot get over that texture. It's like a loogie that I'm just like cold loogie from somebody else, and that's
I put my vinegar on that.
Yeah, a lot of people love them, and I get why. If you take out the texture factor that creeps me out a lot, then I get it, but I can't get over it. And it's the only food that's like that. I'm not usually a big. Can you do that with
clams on the half shell, or is it the same thing?
I've never had clams on a half shell. Who's eating raw clams? It's raw oysters.
Me all the time.
No.
Do both.
Feta, you got some weird shellfish foods, man.
What are you talking about?
No, it's oysters only raw. You don't eat raw clams.
Fuck you. What do you mean?
I eat like fried whole bellies or like clam strips.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder, great.
You've
Lobster,
never had what?
No.
Crabs, whatever. All the above. I've never had crabs, but I've eaten crabs.
Now, granted, I haven't tried the whole clam thing, and that's just because from the coast of the Carolinas, oysters are prominent. So it's like during the summertime is when people have their oysters, and just because they're fresh and they're in season. I refuse. If I am inland, I do not get seafood, any type. If I'm not on a coastline or within an hour of the coastline, I refuse any kind of seafood.
I don't either. I mean, I saw. Well, this is before I put my foot down. I went, nope, I just don't like oysters. But I went out to dinner with Taylor's family actually to a fancy place in Hartford. And they got a big seafood
Max Fish
food tower. No, it was Capitol Grill in Hartford. But honestly, overrated.
It's not good.
No. I would way rather pay like 20% less and get way better food and service at J. Gilbert's in Glastonbury if you were trying to get a fancy meal. But anyways, the oysters on the big seafood tower, and they weren't quite right. You can tell they're not like, if they're not like gooey, then it ain't right. If it looks like they're dried out, then don't be eating them. They ain't fresh. So I'm with you. I'm really picky about that. The only thing that I'm like, whatever, shrug my shoulders at is sushi. Like, as long as it's like a sushi place, and I don't care if I'm inland, because like all that's frozen and stuff anyways. It's like, I don't know. I trust the sushi places mostly, as long as it's a real place. I'm not getting sushi from the gas station, but
oh come on, that gas station sushi, it cleans you out faster than Taco Bell.
Yeah, I do get sushi at Big Y, but that's because it's an outside company that actually does sushi. They have contractors that come in. Like Big Y does not touch. All Big Y does is give them the space to do sushi. That's a completely different company. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like sushi just as much as the next guy, but again, if I'm inland, I don't anything that's coming from the ocean has to be fresh.
That makes sense.
No, outside of that, just your traditional summertime stuff. I mean, we do barbecue chicken, hamburgers, hot dogs. We do spaghetti, homemade spaghetti. So like the sauce is an old family recipe, and chicken and pastry. If you don't know what that is, you can go get some if you know what dumplings are, the material that dumplings are made out of, that pastry, instead of actually like forming a dumpling, you just throw it in boiling water and chicken broth, add a little bit of salt to it and pepper, and throw chicken into it, mix it all up. It's Southern comfort food, and you will pass out and take a nap after 2 helpings. Because
that sounds fantastic.
You won't take just one.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's really good.
They gotta venture down south for some experimental cuisine.
I think Charlotte is good for like a food city. It's becoming a food tourist place.
Yep.
I'm game.
There's we have a restaurant week. It's actually the last week of summer where all of like the bigger named restaurants, they have a specific menu that it's like ridiculously underpriced. So that way everyone can experience all of those foods. So like, I mean, we're talking 5-star steakhouses, sushi places. And I mean, last time I went, I did, I took a couple of friends out to this sushi bar, and it was like for 2 full rolls of sushi, I think it was like $10.
Wow.
Damn.
And it was a lot of food. So, but yeah, Charlotte's a great place. But if we're willing to cook at PAX, I'll make y'all some Southern food up there. Give y'all a taste of it.
In the hotel?
Hey, I'll do what I got to do, man.
No, I feel like you got to save it for when it's authentic. I feel at PAX, it's like go, crash.
Yeah. We'll get you some nice New England pizza is what we'll get.
New England pizza?
Huh?
That's your go-to?
Well, I guess.
Pizza?
Well, no, actually our
What are
area
you
is known
talking
for
about?
pizza. Boston
Yeah.
area and all. I mean, not literally in Seaport where we're going to be.
No.
But like the greater area and then New Haven's the capital, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's in Connecticut, though, 2 hours away.
We do pizza and we do basketball. That's what we do in Connecticut.
Well, we do sports recently, just not, like real recently besides basketball.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
The Celtics won and UConn.
Yeah.
We do
Okay.
basketball around these parts.
Dude, the parade's tomorrow.
Hey, don't
Dude,
forget
I'm not a basketball person, okay?
Some of those folks up north on that Celtics team, they came from down south. Came from
they
good old
did.
Duke University. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
But anyway,
Yes, indeed.
video game news, just getting everything ready for the First Ascendant.
Woo-woo.
Gearing up for that.
Yeah.
That drops July 2nd, so I'm excited for that. We've got things set up in the Discord, have a whole section to it now. Apparently there's a lot of chatter, a lot of hype for it, so I know I'm looking forward to jumping in with good old Feta, Nick, Marcus, got some other community members all going to jump in and
There's
we'll have
this
a good
weird
time
guy
with
in the Discord. Destiny sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. He might be getting the old ban for negativity
it.
and liking the color green.
Got things
Joe,
against
I
green.
look at Joey, who's currently wearing a green shirt.
I fucking love green. Everything green. Money is green. You have no problem with anything green.
I don't like green. I mean, I don't like green, largely speaking, but I'm not. I don't know. That's all. It's not my theme color.
Dude, if you look outside, plants are green. Plants
Yeah.
make people happy.
It's overdone.
You're just aggravated when you look at plants.
Yes.
A
That's why I
beautifully
don't like that.
manicured golf course.
That's why I don't like that drive through Vermont. It's all I see is green, and just get angrier. Let the hate fuel you.
Some druid you are.
I'm not. I've never played a druid character. I've played a warlock, and then like a
You play paladins, dog.
vengeance
That's it.
paladin who like forsook his god or something, or a hexblade warlock, and then like a fiend, some grumpy paladin, something bad.
You're just
Forgot.
a bad guy.
Yeah, I like the dark
You
characters.
don't like green.
Fire.
What else have you been doing up this week besides hating on everything good?
So my great transition. My new job actually started. And
Anything green there?
no, it's a lot of hospital colors. Thank you very much. And blue because it's Yukon. Everything's blue. Which is I forgot about. And I'm like, oh yeah, blue's that's fine. Oh, that's just a lot of blue, and it's more dark blue. All right,
Everything's navy.
I get it. But yeah, so new job actually started. It is very interesting. It is complicated. It's challenging. I have to do things that I'm not used to doing. And it's a really large volume of learning. So I have to learn, like, if I was being, the same job I was before, I have to learn all those things that I would do normally, like learn the studies inside and out, what's due, when it's due, how to do it, blah, 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 all that fun stuff, how to run the studies. But it's also, I have to know that, but I'm not really doing the work to do that. I'm like managing the people who are actually doing that work, but I got to know it because I got to make sure they're doing it right. And I got to be able to step in if they're like on vacation or something too. So like, it's different. It's very different. It's like, and I got my own office, which is weird. It's cool, but it's weird. I feel like I'm like, definitely got imposter syndrome a little bit going on, but, yeah, the company's pretty sweet. I get my first actual paycheck like July 12th. So I'd be waiting, but my last paycheck from the old job is the 27th. So it works out nicely towards.
Yeah, it's like, what, a week?
No,
not even. It's actually dead
literally
on.
exactly
Yeah,
dead on to the 2 weeks. Like I get my last paycheck from the old job 2 weeks after the week I left, and then since it's a month before I started or whatever, month after I started, I get the paycheck for the new one. It lines up perfect where I don't skip a 2 week period. So, but yeah, that is good. All good stuff. It's just a lot of brain power, but it's so fucking nice not driving so far. Like. Yeah, I think it's it takes me about 10 minutes to walk from where I park to through the whole building up to my office on the 7th floor. But I don't care because the drive's only 15 minutes. That is a huge, huge, huge difference. But I did watch The Acolyte. I don't remember what day I watched it. Oh, I think it was Tuesday night or something, or Wednesday.
You probably blacked out.
Wednesday night. Yeah, I watched it like on my phone in bed with headphones on, and was like, that was, yeah. And then I'm looking forward to Star Wars Unlimited Set 2 coming out. A lot of cool cards. I don't think the meta is going to change dramatically, but I still think Boba Fett's going to be the best leader. And there's yellow, I think is still the best color, but there's a lot of cards that make things interesting. Like there's some a lot of the Mandalorian stuff that rewards you for having upgrades is cool. Like I saw a card that was released today or yesterday that was one I'll highlight. All right, let me pull it up because there's Jabba's little pet guy that's just fucking annoying. Hold on, I gotta find it. It's gonna be in the old Reddit. Ye old Reddit. What the hell is that guy's name? Star Wars Unlimited. Jabba the Hutt's pet.
Oh. It's
something. He has a whole ass name.
Yeah, it's
Salacious Crumb.
Mm-hmm.
Salacious Crumb, obnoxious pet. When played, so he's a 1 cost unit, and he's 1/3, so 1 power, 3 health. When played, heal 1 damage from your base, and his action is return this unit to his owner's hand. And when you do that, you deal 1 damage to a ground unit. So you come in, you play him for 1, he heals something off your base, you take him back, and he says, fuck you, 1 little damage to a different unit. And then you just play him again for 1. And then you've got Jabba the Hutt, the leader card, that says, action, choose a unit. For this phase, it gains bounty. The next unit you play this phase costs 1 less. So you can give an enemy unit a bounty for an action.
Have him jump in for free. Take him back, and have him do the 1 damage to kill that thing. Or kill that unit that has the bounty. Take the bounty, play the annoying guy for free, and then rinse and repeat. Which I think is just kind of a funny dynamic. I don't think it'll be competitive, but is there a Rancor card?
There's 2.
Okay, I was gonna say because I thought those were pretty busted.
Yes, so there's a Wild Rancor. Wild Rancor's cheaper, but it's double red. So it's 6 cost, double red, 6 power, 8 health. Overwhelm, so if you hit a unit, the damage carries over to the base. But it says, when played, deal 2 damage to each other ground unit. So every ground unit gets 2 damage when you play that thing. It's the Wild Rancor just going crazy. Then you've also got Jabba's Rancor, which I need a second to find. I saw it earlier. Okay, I'm going to search. It's a similar mechanic. What in tarnation?
Except that one just has Lockjaw.
Yeah, pretty much. Why is this not... Oh, I just saw this the other day. Well, anyways, Jabba's Rancor, it's 8 cost green, and it does 3 damage to 1 friendly unit and 3 damage to 1 enemy unit when you play it and when you attack. And packs more of a punch. So it's a little bit more pointed, but it's just interesting that they're giant fucking monsters of chaos. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to a Star Wars Unlimited draft event at Tabletop Gaming Center in Newington on Sunday. That'll be fun. It's 4 hours. And they actually announced their prizes on the front end.
Because that one's a real draft.
I think that one's a real draft. You gotta actually,
Did you register?
No, there's no limit because there's not it's not like a tournament. So you do the draft, and then the prizes are just if you go 3-0, you get $25 in store credit. If you go 2-1, you get $15 in store credit, and that's it.
Okay.
So that's no problemo. Then, yeah, Saturday, I got to take a pistol permit class because I got to do that for Connecticut. Wah, wah. That'll be a lame 8 hours. I hope it's not really 8 hours, but
it is.
I know. They always are because it's stupid.
100%. It's like almost 9 hours, actually.
It doesn't need to be 8 hours. What's going to be a little bit fun is to like be the ringer shooting though when you go to the live fire and people are like, I've never seen a pew pew before, which I don't blame them. It's scary and stuff. And then I actually can shoot. But yeah. So that's me. In AIE news, Sunday night is clan night for Destiny 2. If you're playing Destiny 2, go get involved in clan nights because you can gang up and shoot Marcus with your favorite space weapon in private PvP after a night of fun and amazing activities. And if all this sounds fun to you, not just the Destiny 2, all of the fun shenanigans, go to AIE-guild.org, get our Discord information in the top right-hand corner of that website, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars The Old Republic, Destiny 2, any tabletop games, or any games that we play, especially MMOs. We would love to have you, because we play those games too. And with that, I need to pee, as per usual. So we'll be right back.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch.
And we're back. So today we are discussing the first 4 episodes, which are the only 4 out, of the newest Star Wars Disney Plus content called The Acolyte. Here is your spoiler warning. If you haven't watched it, if you've not seen The Acolyte, and you still want to, and care about spoilers, stop here. Do not listen any further. Yeah, there'll be working class nerds at the end, but I do not know the time point. So you have been warned. But real quick, before I know we all have copious notes on this. You want to go around the horn and just give our overall quick impressions?
Yeah, that would be fair.
That wouldn't be fair?
No, it would be fair to just go around real quick, just because I feel like once we start this conversation, there's no
going to be a lot of ranting. Yeah.
So we already got Rhaiu's opinion from the introduction of this podcast.
No, you didn't. Absolutely not. You got the bullshit that Nick wanted to spout to get a clip out of me, and I wasn't going to give it to him.
It's just slander.
That was
Slander
great.
all along.
That was
nothing but
tier.
lies.
Yeah.
Working class liar.
So, I mean, I can go first, I suppose. A couple things. All right, if I'm doing like 2 or 3 sentences, here's what I'll say. I was expecting one thing, and I got none of that. And what they were trying to do is actually an interesting idea and a cool concept, but it's probably just the absolute worst execution on many, many different fronts. And it's just a dead bad show in my opinion.
I'll echo that. It's Star Wars flavored, which is okay.
Yeah.
Is it my favorite flavor? No, it's the pistachio ice cream of Star Wars.
It is the pistachio ice cream of Star Wars. Oh, man,
I
that's
will
terrible.
say, I like that you said it was poorly executed, because I think that the concept of this show, or where I think it's going, could be really cool. Yeah. And since we already did the spoiler tag, like the whole Jedi cover up nonsense.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking to me and somebody who's always like the rebels and always like the good guys, quote unquote, situation.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this take on how the good guys aren't so good. And it's what everybody has been telling me for the longest time. And I've just been blinded by blue lightsabers.
Blue and green. Yep.
See? Green. Tattooed on my arm. Green.
Yeah, I don't like green, okay?
Green lightsaber on my arm.
I like red. Or, I mean, purple because of its connotation with being the dark side. A little bit. Just a touch.
Then why wasn't Anakin's purple?
Because he wasn't fucking...
He never flirted.
No. Well, he definitely... No, because he wasn't Samuel motherfucking Jackson, okay? And asked for one specifically. That's why his wasn't purple.
Before I let Rhaiu speak, just because I feel like right now is the time that I can say things before it goes completely unhinged.
Okay.
Did you know that Samuel L. Jackson's lightsaber had "badass motherfucker" written on it, like the prop?
Yes, I did.
Little tidbit of information for those of you that didn't know, but I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, all right, Rhaiu, what are your thoughts? And I guess we can lead right into your notes if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hear some positives.
You can end the show right there.
I should play. Hold on. Let me mark that. I should just take the doorknob jiggle right there. Let's hear some positives.
What are you guys talking about?
I won't play the whole thing, just the jiggle.
No, in all honesty, I do truly hope that this version of Star Wars finds an audience that can appreciate it just as some of us who went through the prequels enjoyed that, and it took many years before Hayden Christensen's performance was accepted and he was given the applause that he was rightfully deserved by many of us viewpoints. So I do hope that this version of Star Wars finds the people that are fans of it. As a diehard fan of Star Wars, and I'm talking pre-Disney, pre-Kathleen Kennedy, actual damn Star Wars.
Yeah.
This now is the end of Star Wars for me. I don't like the direction they're going with this. I don't like the fact that they are taking a massive shit on something that George Lucas built and all of us have come to know and love, because to me, this is the end. I tried so hard to give it the chances with Ahsoka. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some gems in this pile of shit. You know, we have The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett was okay. We have the Ahsoka series. Of course, we got, the Clone Wars and everything else. There are still some good things that came out of it.
In that era?
Bad Batch would be in that era. That's when we started seeing it on Disney Plus. So,
yep.
Like, there are still some good things, but it's just
I didn't think Bad Batch was good, for the record.
It was okay.
Bad.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
There was the first. I mean, Bad Batch did not tell any compelling stories, in my opinion. The best part of Bad Batch is prolonging an event that we already knew happened.
Yeah.
Which is, and the best part, and what I'm referring to, is the hour and a half first episode of the first season, where you see Order 66 more fleshed out.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's absolutely zero character arc. No characters are dynamic at all.
Crosshair?
Except for across the first two seasons. Like, Crosshair goes a little bad, but not even, because he's really just staying true to himself, saying like, oh no, I'm just following orders, just orders. Even if it's for the bad guys, doesn't matter. And then in season 3, yes, he has an arc where he comes back to everybody. But that doesn't excuse the first 2 seasons of shit. For the third season to finally have a little bit of an arc.
Yeah, I mean, it's crap.
And even then, yes, the third season was good, but it doesn't. I think, getting a B on the last test doesn't excuse the 2 Fs beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
especially when it's 16 episode seasons. That's a lot of content to be.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely
so anyways,
right.
That's my side rant about the Bad Batch.
No,
those are very, very cool characters that they did absolutely nothing with.
Well,
and that makes me grumpy. That's all.
That's been I hate to say it, but that's been the trend with Disney, is they were handed. This is the equivalent of Willy Wonka, fucking handing Charlie the golden ticket and him just spitting on it and throwing it in the trash.
No, it's Charlie going, I want to make spinach chocolate bars.
Hershey Kisses, that's it.
No, and I want to make just Hershey Kisses, and yes, I want to make candy made out of toenail clippings because it'll be recycling. And everybody loves recycling. Yes. Just because I said so.
Yeah, that's...
No one has a problem with it, but why?
Yeah. Why?
Not one person is mad. We're just confused.
Right.
But that's the thing. Okay, so Disney wiped the slate. Too? Disney goes and wipes the slate saying, oh, there was too much with Legends. It was too confusing. What the fuck is this?
Right.
What are we doing? You had a chance. You had a golden chance to write your own Star Wars story. After you wanted to go down, oh, we're going to do another trilogy of movies. Do something else.
Right.
There's so many opportunities for you to go off of. You copy and pasted the fucking first 3 movies.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, that was bad too. Yeah.
Anyway, so now with the Acolyte, to the points that I have on it, the entire Skywalker legacy, everything we know up to what is quote unquote canon is completely pointless. It's irrelevant. It because now we're talking about, and Fed and I were talking about this before. We have some backworld, just witches, backwood rejected witches. We're able
gypsy.
To do some, huh?
Hello, gypsies.
Gypsies, exactly. That's what it was. I felt like we were back in, the 60s, War and Peace. That's all I saw every time they came on the screen.
It's no good and bad, only love.
They were able to do something that, to this point, Plagueis, the Kaminoans, or Gamoians, or however you pronounce the name, Palpatine, and the Jedi Council, with a Grandmaster in Yoda, couldn't do. Yeah. They were able to, and this is another part of that too. I don't give a fuck what you want to call it, pulling threads, a feeling, a gust of wind. It's the Force. It's the fucking Force. It's all it is. It's all it ever will be, is the Force.
Yeah. I have additions,
thread.
But please continue.
Yeah, but pulling threads, and they were able to not make 1, but 2 highly powerful, Force-sensitive beings.
Yep. Out of nowhere. Yeah, when it's supposed to be a terrible... yeah.
It's the power of many.
I don't... The power of bullshit. Dude, we had Anakin Skywalker, and the entire first 6 movies are completely pointless and irrelevant now. The entire Clone Wars series. Anyone can do it.
So let me break some of these points down, right? So you've got, if you're not super duper well versed in the Star Wars lore, like technically referring to the Darth Plagueis book, which talks about, really follows Palpatine in his rise, but Plagueis is his master. So in that book, it details, hey, Plagueis is really trying to figure out how to become immortal, and he's working on studying the midi-chlorians within himself, trying to tap into them to have them regenerate him with the Force and make life immortal. And he ends up making Anakin essentially through the Force. That's the legend. And he's
allegedly
it's sort of vague, but that's what it's alluded to, that Plagueis ends up trying to work with midi-chlorians to create life, to figure out a way to be immortal, and he's going through the dark side of the Force, is super duper evil, and is at the time way more powerful than Palpatine in terms of dark side connectedness, and he generates Anakin supposedly. So Palpatine kills him in his sleep, because Palpatine's best sort of flavor of the Force is deception. He's deceiving people left and right. It's how he's a good politician. Deceives even the great Plagueis, kills him in his sleep, blah, 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 blah. So, you know the rest of the story. So now, we got these random witches, which and okay, let's address that point. So you have a perfect template for really fucking cool, badass, dark side of the Force, wielding witches in the Witches of Dathomir, the Night Sisters of Dathomir, excuse me. Like, they are cool as fuck. They raise people from the dead. They look cool. They do cool shit. They've got green magic that you can actually see, by the way. I personally am perfectly fine with different ways of accessing the Force, different ways of describing the Force. Like, the witches see it as this magic with a K. Like, and it's this green lighted thing and that's how they access it. I'm fine with that. And to further that point of like, I'm fine with people seeing the Force. Granted, I think the Force ultimately is the same thing no matter how you see it. But like in the High Republic books, which is the era in which this is set, right? This is set at the end of it, but still, the High Republic books, one of the first ones talk about the way that different Jedi like experience the Force. Like, one of them experiences is as music and like hears like different tones, almost like singing. Oh, it reminds me of the Silmarillion actually from Tolkien, but one of them reminds like it's like colors almost in their head, like waves of colors and different auras almost, and like that's how he like taps into like this to experience it. Others like feel it more like water all around them almost. So it's like, I don't have a problem with people experiencing the Force differently as long as it acts the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't like raw carrots, but other people do. Just because I taste it different doesn't mean the food's different. The food's the same. So that's my thought on that. So I don't exactly mind them being like, oh, it's a string that connects things. Fine, but it looks so stupid. Like, the Witches of Dathomir have this green, cool, glowy magic. Like, they resurrect people, and then these unnamed witches just like hold their fingers together and they blurred the a line in between them, kind of. It's like inherently extremely lame. And then on top of that, all they do is push people. And then they like have this really dumb chant that's just really terrible choreography. So what I'm saying is, you have a perfect template. You want to make cool female dark magic Force users, dark side of the Force users. Want to do a magic? Fantastic. Make them fucking Night Sisters. That like, they're still around. It's 148 or 138 years before the original trilogy. They're around, and you just learned in the Ahsoka series that they are in another fucking galaxy too. So like, you can do that if you want, and now it's cool, and now you have a whole set of cool stuff to do. But no, you got to make it your own special thing. That's just in way more lame. You know what I mean? There's ways to do pretty damn close to what you wanted to do. Writers is who I'm talking to, without making it cool and make it interesting. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that's my even putting aside the preposterousness and how it cheapens like Anakin's origins, by like, oh yeah, they generate these beings out of nothing. That's not cool. I think that cheapens it. If you do a good job of fleshing out these characters, that they're, ancient, super in tune with the dark side, some crazy planet that's, ancient Sith were on, and then they figure it out also, fine. And then you have parallel evolution or whatever they call that, where it's like, yeah, they figured out how to do it, and Plagueis did too a little while later, but never contacted each other. I don't mind that so much, but they're so lame by comparison that it feels very cheap. Anyways, that's my just to break down your couple points you were making.
I mean, I could play devil's advocate here, so we have some sort of discussion.
Sure.
At face value, I agree with what you're saying, how it's lame and it doesn't look as cool and it's not as spicy as it really could be. Like, it could have had the potential to be.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not saying you have to make them like Night Sisters, but like, you can make them a lot cooler than they were, is my point.
Yeah, they could be a lot flashier. They could be, it seemed like a really weird space for them to be in on Brandok.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we know enough about this coven yet to really kind of pull things, but when you talk about the Force as a thread, like taking it a little bit deeper, it does make sense that it's the binding force that keeps everything together.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And when you tug at the threads, things change.
Yeah.
And if you really think about like physics, like you could really pull like the string theory kind of like everything's held together by this force, and that's why they called it the thread. But
yeah, I didn't mind that part. It's just the implementation of that is terrible in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't know if we got enough, but I don't think they're going anywhere with it.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. They can't go anywhere with it. They're all dead.
we got, hold on. I'll get to that too.
4 episodes of dead.
But how?
Well,
but why?
How and why? And from whose point of view? From whose point of view, sir?
Which brings me to my next possible point.
Yeah.
I just thought of this as you were talking. So this isn't anything. What if this is a whistleblower situation?
I think it is. Well, I'll let you continue.
Because what if they really found a way to do it? And it's not even 100% confirmed that they used the Force to create these things. Like, they said it, that they brought them into this world and somebody carried it and we made them and yada yada, but they didn't say, like, this is what we did.
Yeah.
So, well, but it could be that whole situation where the Jedi found out that this was happening, killed them all, staged this tragedy, and they were like, fuck, we really fucked this up, and then covered it back up.
Yeah, there's clearly some shenanigans afoot. I mean, I think one of the showrunners or writers, there's some interview. Somebody involved in the show was like, yeah, we're using this, I don't remember exactly the name of it, but it's this old Japanese movie that was in black and white, where, you're essentially showing the same series of events from multiple different perspectives. So you're going to see, I think we're going to end up seeing it from May's point of view. We saw it from Osha's point of view. We might probably end it with the Jedi's point of view, which is what actually fucking happened. Probably Souls, if I had to guess. So, and like, all 3 are going to be different. Like, you're going to see, I'm sure, Osha sees the Jedi is saving her from the shit that May caused. May's gonna see the Jedi is fucking killing everybody and like doing some evil shit and taking Osha and kidnapping her, basically. And then I think the Jedi are gonna see, oh, we thought there was evil being done here, and so we stepped in and did something violent, and we really shouldn't have. And we're probably something to that effect, if I had to guess. So like, yes, you see all the dead, but you don't see any saber marks or slashes. It doesn't really make any sense that like she dropped one piece of fire and now one lantern and now the entire castle's exploding with like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Something happened, clearly. So there's more. 1 + 1 is not equal in 37. So like
in Disney, it makes sense.
Well, there's plenty of stupid here to where I don't need to. I can give them this one where there's a larger thing, and I'm
just gonna insert myself to like break down the shit fest momentarily. I agree with it being a shit fest.
It is, yes, yeah, I do too. And that's sort of what I mean, though. Like commenting on this larger arc idea of like the multiple points of view, like, and then ultimately showing the Jedi have flaws and are not these perfect, knights in shining armor that you see them as in the original trilogy, essentially. I think the idea for this show is really good. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's very interesting, but I think how they went about it is awful in a lot of different ways. So
they have so much material that they can take from Legends. They have all of it. You go before the Skywalker saga. You want to talk about High Republic, and you want to get into, all of that arc where there was no Sith and it was just the Jedi and the Dark Jedi. Go down that
are really fucking cool.
Like that would be those are cool. Fine. Yeah. Do that story. That's
Drangir not that interesting to me, but the Nihil very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of material they could have gone based off of, and this goes into my next point. The writers didn't watch Star Wars. This is a tweet from IGN saying that the writers did not watch Star Wars.
Yeah, that's terrible. You got to at least.
How the hell did they write Star Wars without watching Star Wars?
Well, you can see it's like somebody who has heard about it wrote it.
That's what's happening, dude. They were like, let's kind of follow that, I guess, and do it bad.
Well, if you look
but it's new.
If the one scene that just baffles me, and I don't understand why we needed it, why it existed in the first place, the dude steaming the damn robe. Why didn't we get that?
It's so they can show that actor with his shirt off. Duh.
He asked for that.
The Phantom Menace. Roll back to the Phantom Menace. Our first introduction to Jedi is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan on the Trade Federation ship, where Qui-Gon is being an actual master and correcting Obi-Wan to stay in the now, not worry about that. We got a fucking dude with his shirt off, steaming rope.
I didn't think you guys would come in here. My bad.
Oh my god.
Dude, honestly.
And that same actor, the same shirtless actor we got. Now, I'm all for giving benefit of the doubt to people. I've done it. I'm sure all of us have done it before. But but with Disney's current track record, I have all ideas he meant this. He said in an interview when Anakin blew up the Death Star.
I saw that. I saw that. And I scrolled by it so fast going, oh, this show's doomed. You can't do that, dude.
Dude. He said it multiple times.
I know.
Multiple fucking times.
Yeah, that's
like not like and then somebody else was like, you should probably shut up in the interview. And then that's the same guy who was like, you know what I love about Star Wars? There's no good and there's no evil.
I wanted to throw
What?
I wanted to throw him through a wall.
Yeah, what? You mean the Nazis aren't evil?
Dude,
Star Wars?
It was so profoundly wrong. So profoundly wrong. I second guessed myself. I was like, man, is it deeper than that? Is there no good and evil? And I was like, no, this dude's on crack. This dude's on crack.
It's pretty squarely that the dark side's evil in the original trilogy, you know?
Yep.
And the prequels also.
Like, and that's the thing. Writers, sure, whatever. You want to do your own thing, write your own, whatever, man. Let's make Jar Jar Binks a Sith Lord. We all know he is. Let's just do that story. But actors, man, this is at least watch the source material. Get an idea about what's happening before you open your mouth.
I don't mind if you prefer. I will say credit to be devil's advocate for a hot sec. And hold on, that actor's Anakin blowing up the Death Star is completely inexcusable. However, I will say Walton Goggins has made some errors in his Fallout lore in his talking about the TV show, but he fucking crushed it as the ghoul. So you get a certain amount of pass on not exactly knowing your lore if you absolutely do a fantastic job as the character. But that is egregious, even if you were like, I don't even know, pick your favorite acting performance of all time.
You could be Qui-Gon Jinn and nail your role. Liam Neeson and nail the role completely.
Yeah, I don't know if you could be Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood and say that, and I'd still be like, all right, well, you suck. Like some of the just pick your favorite acting performance, I guess. But that was inexcusable. I agree. But wait, what'd you say? What's this note about C-3PO?
Oh my God. This is the director. This is the director in an interview said this. She was asked, the interviewer said, people are calling this the gayest Star Wars. They started laughing, ha ha ha. But then it's like, she said, well, C-3PO is a lesbian.
What? C-3PO is a guy.
It's a droid, actually.
It's a droid. Yes. It doesn't matter.
It just has a voice program.
That's a good point. That is totally genderless.
Human-cyborg relations.
Lacking gender, yes.
So I was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's strange.
Why are we labeling a robot?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even like a sex doll robot. Like, they can be lesbians.
No. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like,
their
that
gender
would be fine. If it's like one of those things, sure, whatever. This is a fucking translator, for God's sakes.
Yeah, translator, like housekeeping.
Big old calculator. That's what he is.
Yeah.
So that set me for her as I was like, oh, okay, you're clueless. But then, and I scrolled back to make sure I wasn't crazy. Ki-Adi-Mundi?
Yeah, in the credits, that was actually Ki-Adi-Mundi. Which we got to talk about that. Talk about breaking canon. That's bad,
dude.
For the
Ray,
the
you creating. Gotta let me know what you found out,
So,
dude. Okay,
So Now, there is no official canon recognized source of information for Star Wars outside of the quote unquote Disney wipe as far as what is canon, right?
Yeah.
So for Legends information, everyone has come to a consensus to use Wikipedia.
Yes.
As that is our source. So before Acolyte aired, you could look up Ki-Adi-Mundi, and his birthday was 93 BBY. If you go to Wikipedia now, it's not on there.
That's fun. Yep.
I was like, wait a minute, we got Ki-Adi-Mundi 100 years before we even see him.
Yeah.
And he said, and we could go down this one too. He said, it has been a millennia since we have seen the Sith.
Meanwhile, he's like there when they get attacked by one.
So, and mind you, you could say 100 years, Yoda still exists. Yoda's fucking old. Yoda's still around. We don't know where he's at in this context, but you mean to tell me Master Ki-Adi-Mundi of the Jedi Council in canon lore was hiding Sith activity or dark side activity from the Jedi Council?
Right.
You're killing the character.
Yeah.
Shady business.
I don't get it.
And then, I've already mentioned Yoda. Where the fuck is he? He's Jedi Masters killed? Order 66 happens. Yoda feels it across the galaxy. 2 Jedi Masters killed with 0 information. Doesn't feel it.
Doesn't acknowledge it at all. Yeah,
as of bizarre. Right now, doesn't acknowledge it.
He's what, 600 by the time he dies?
No, 900.
900.
So he's around.
He's like,
yeah. When he's
probably on the High Council at this point.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
He's head of the Jedi Council in the High Republic books, which are, it's like 100-ish year range before this. So
then, okay. So you're talking to somebody who hasn't read a lot of the source material, but I think I could write a better show than this.
You definitely could. Yeah, Grandmaster. Yoda's a Grandmaster in the High Republic books. He's at least a Master, so he's on the Council.
Yeah,
at absolute minimum. But I'm pretty sure he's leading the Council
at this point in time.
At this point, by this point, definitely. But in the beginning of the High Republic books, he's at least on the Council, and that's a couple hundred years prior to this show. So, yeah.
And there is no Jedi archive of any of this shit happening. You're talking some black ops shit.
Yeah. So what the fuck? So they all must die here?
Well,
or somebody be lying?
I know. Ki-Adi-Mundi, he can't die till 66. He can't die till the Sith return.
I know.
But he saw this shit happening. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's been millennia except for that one time 75 years ago. 138 years ago. Yeah.
Oh man. So everybody has to die then.
Well,
it's the only way to fucking save this.
Or it's just another one of his species that has the exact same name that looks exactly like him. That's what it is,
it's
guys.
His dad.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he's Ki-Adi-Mundi Sr., silly goose.
Oh, how did we get this wrong?
You silly goose.
I can't believe we didn't think about same name guys.
Same name, same face, same species guys.
Same everything guys. What color is his lightsaber?
Oh, same.
There was a
can't have relations, but you can have a child and name it the exact same.
There was a theory that came across my TikTok before we started recording this episode that actually asked that same question. It's like, okay, well, there's kind of 2 directions we could really take this. Either everyone dies, but then you have then like all of Ki-Adi-Mundi stuff, like that doesn't make any sense, and that's just gonna be, you're wrecking canon, you're wrecking lore and everything at that point, or or Ki-Adi-Mundi is in on it.
Oh.
That was like he's in on it, and
why
it's
do you
just
think
like
he
a
lost
part
all
of
his
it.
hair? Because he's got weird looking hair in this shit.
Yeah, he always does though.
No, dude, but like in the no, he's like bald in the prequels.
Well, yeah, because he's older.
The wispy white hair. Where did
Yeah.
he get all wet? He was pulling it out from this.
200-300 years old. I mean, he's definitely at least 100.
Yoda's still got more hair.
Well, he's 70 in Return of the Sith if you go by the first birthday. So now in this, he's like negative fucking 80 something. I don't know.
I think it's only 40 years before.
Oh, it's 138 years before Return of the Sith.
Yeah, but
or Revenge of the Sith, I mean, excuse me.
No, I thought it was 100.
Yeah, 138 before Battle Phantom Menace.
I thought it was 138 BBY.
No.
Acolyte is 138 BBY. It's 138 years before.
So, in theory, to the previous known birthday, it's 40 years before Ki-Adi-Mundi should have existed.
Got it.
But we got him now.
So he'd still be 110 years old. Yeah, in Revenge of the Sith instead of 70.
God,
stupid.
These guys live too long. These fucking council members, politicians.
Hey, get them out of here. They got to have term limits on the Jedi Council.
I have all idea that's what they're going to spin this as. Is Ki-Adi-Mundi is able to be like older and
I don't think so.
All of that.
I think it's just complete and utter oversight. I think the showrunner's like, remember that guy with the big head? Let's chuck him in there because he looked cool. And they're gonna go, okay, why not?
As a
that's
Jedi,
how that happened.
The accuracy of this. He's a Jedi master at this point, so he's
been through it.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't get it. Joey, take us through some plot holes. Let's hear about some stupid shit that happened.
I mean, we're doing a good job covering it. We're doing a really good job covering it. But
I think there's some dumb stuff in the ship's repairing and then crashing scene.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is, like, weird. I don't understand the point of OSHA in the first couple of episodes at all. Like, why has she got this job as a mechanic? Like, why? She's putting a fire on the outside of a ship. Like, this has happened before in Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. But, like, that was a big enough fire for her to have a flashback of her entire planet burning down in space.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Space, you can't have a fire in space. There's no oxygen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even the explosions, like, yeah, I get it. You know, like, oxygen from the inside of the ship burning off, you get a flash. Like, cool.
Sure.
And you'd, like, this was like they were roasting marshmallows on this thing.
Yeah.
It was stupid, you know?
It is very stupid.
I don't know. And then, like, there's a couple other things, like, it was in episode 4, and I think that some other content creators touched upon it, so I can't say this was completely my original finding, but...
Oh, none of my thoughts were my own, so go ahead.
What?
Well, yeah... well, of course I watch a bunch of content creators, and then I just spin it up into my own flavor.
Repeat what they say for credit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay, no, a lot of the High Republic thoughts I had also. I mean, you know, that's how. Okay, no thought is original. Then.
Yeah, you're right.
You get it. You get ideas from all over the place. But go ahead.
Like when they're talking about like the stupid little Disney comedy tropes that kind of happen when this is supposed to be a little bit more of a serious situation, when we're talking Black Ops Jedi cover up, Sith emerge like when they're not supposed to, but then you throw in things like in the last episode when OSHA was like, yeah, I'm not coming, and they were like, no, you should come. All right, I'm coming, but I'm not wearing this, and then she's wearing it.
Yeah, I was like, what?
The civilian, like, that didn't need to be in there, man.
Yeah, I didn't get the point of that. Yeah, I was like, what?
Also, she gave in way too fast.
Yeah, that was weird.
She's like, I'm leaving. I'm not saying goodbye. And then he like shows up right when she's leaving, catching her at the airport. And he's like, no, you got to stay. No, I've made up my mind. But like,
but you should stay.
I asked you to
it's
stay?
Your sister. You should like your sister.
I'm staying.
Okay. All right. Poor writing is what that's called.
Yeah, honestly, that's really all it is. And like the acting isn't that great. I feel bad.
The acting's horrible, especially the kids. What did you do? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop! Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are they actual twins? Do we know if they're
absolutely not?
Jesus, yeah,
they look nothing alike.
Well, I was just curious. I mean, you have fraternal twins, but like,
well, yeah.
But my thing is that the whole you could tell when they're actual siblings bickering, and then you have this.
Stop! Like, I feel, but acting is hard, and acting as a child is very hard. But those child actors are awful at it,
especially if it's at Nickelodeon.
Well, yeah. Well, all right. I'm gonna edit that in the intro somehow.
This is
just
Disney
as standalone, especially if it's at Nickelodeon.
No, but like, I mean, it is tough, but still, like, no.
Yeah,
this movie had a budget, like a big one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it did. It had the same budget as The Mandalorian season 1 did.
That doesn't make sense to me.
No, and also, acting was bad. Yeah, broccoli haircut Jedi guy, bad actor.
Fior or whatever.
Yeah, the two kid actors bad.
Names, really.
The alchemist guy, I thought he did a good job. I think the Soul, the Korean dude,
Squid Game,
fucking poor Squid Game's actor guy is absolutely crushing it. I think he is the one
he's the
star
linchpin of the show
of like good acting on the show.
And he had to learn English for this.
I was just gonna say the poor bastard learned English and is doing a fantastic job for this piece of shit show. But I think he's doing a really, really good job. But the show overall is terrible.
I had it
in terms of acting. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I just had another thought. I have never seen more hand-to-hand fighting in Star Wars than I have in all 4 episodes of this.
Isn't that because they're trying not to use their lightsabers?
Yeah.
At this time period?
I guess. But like I was really thrown off when I saw Trinity from The Matrix and this chick going toe to toe,
punching each other. Yeah,
in a real fight, Trinity wins 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why she wasn't trying. It was weird. Yeah, I just neutralized the threat. I guess.
And how she died is just not
stupid,
good, dude.
That was stupid.
It's just so
bad
not
writing.
Good.
Like I said, that was stupid.
And like you sense everything but the one going to your chest.
Right.
Really?
Like, what?
And then she
I looked over there. Oh, come on.
Then the villain just lets the shop owner live. The one who shot at her. Nah, we're gonna let him live because there's a kid.
Yeah, because I have morality.
There's good in her.
Yeah. Yeah. I had. Did you have Joey? Did you have some other points? I know we covered some of them.
I mean, no, I'm just enjoying the conversation. It's not like I need to put anything down, but it's tough because there's so much to consume out there, and I feel like recently with social media influencers being a change in how a lot of companies market things, you can't necessarily take everything as original opinions like we were saying.
Right.
So I feel like a lot of people are trying really hard to deepen this show and point out some of the really good things and miss the obvious bad things.
Yep.
So,
I had a couple quick points to wrap up with it, or we didn't even have to wrap up with them, but you guys made great points. I think I talked about this already, but the point I wanted to make is like clearly Disney's been hiring newer, probably less experienced writers, and that's fine. Like fresh ideas are an extra, bring in extra creativity. That's fine.
That's what George Lucas did.
Yeah. But, you have to still be able to tell compelling stories and have interesting story arcs and interesting plot lines and interesting dialogue. And this show has none of those. So like, yes, there's plenty of like new isn't inherently bad, and like different things are not inherently bad at all. But an example of a show that was very different, that was fucking awesome, is Andor. The I don't know if it was the creator or the writer or the showrunner, somebody big that had like lots of creative control over Andor's, quoted as saying they do not like Star Wars. They've seen them. They don't like Star Wars. It's not their thing. And they, completely went out, took like a different take of like a really interesting story in the Star Wars universe. And it's loved by fans because it's really high quality writing and like a high quality show. It's like you've got character arcs and interesting characters you care about. And the special effects were fantastic and mostly practical. Or at least the sets are practical. I'm sure they shot a bunch of that on the volume, but still, it's actually good looking. Like the makeup is practical effects. So, speaking of which, special effects on this show were one of the first things that stood out to me as being complete and utter dog shit. Like, what the fuck is up with the alien characters on the show? Like having their faces and stuff not be practical. Like, for example, why was 11? Why did somebody CGI, like Photoshop a cul-de-sac onto 11's forehead and call her an alien Jedi? Like, what was that all about? Like that, it should never be CGI. That should be practical makeup with prosthetics. Like, you want to make that alien? Go ahead. That looks, or spend way longer making it than you did with that, because that looked terrible. And then so did even the makeup on the Padawan gal who she played the ex in Logan. She was like the little Wolverine character. She's like pale face with red. She's like a different.
See, I don't know the names because it's not worth my time.
I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah, that's the same actress, but it just looks like I went to CVS and I tried to do that. Like, you can see makeup just caked on her face. Like, that's not an alien. That's a chick in makeup. Like, and you can see it. Like, that you should never be able to. That's not Disney quality. Disney crosses their T's and dots their I's in their parks, their animation. Like, why are they letting this terrible crap out the door as product? You know what I mean? Like, that's just terrible. Star Wars is usually good for this type of stuff. And then even like the prisoners, I will say one character looked cool in the prisoners in that ship scene. Robot guy with like the half robot, half bald head. That looks cool. The plot of him turning off the droids so that they could escape and then just letting the ship crash. Like, if you had the power to turn them off, can't you just fucking program them to open the door and like land the ship normally?
Yep.
Like, if you've got the power to hack into them to shut them off, can't you just not destroy the ship? I don't know. Yep. And then you got a whole ship to use. Speaking of bad writing, and then also, how the hell did she survive that? Where the ship just like is in one whole piece when it's completely just careening out of the atmosphere. It just happens to magically land right side up and never flip over or tumble at all. Anyways, bad writing.
I can answer that one.
Oh, go ahead.
I can answer that one. It's just how Leia survived the fucking vacuum of space. And
you can actually survive the vacuum of space. You don't. Yes, the Force. Yes,
bullshit. Star-Lord did it too. Die in that epic fashion as a tribute to the work that she did, and left it the fuck alone.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah. What else did I want to tell? Oh, how about the makeup on that old Jedi? Fucking Tommen from Game of Thrones. They made him have a 17 head and like balding, and it's only a 16-year jump. Then they go back 16 years, and he looks like he's like 21. It's like, what?
There must be something.
Joey, just because you're balding doesn't mean that people look that bad normally.
I'm saying it can happen that fast, dude. It happens fast.
Yeah, but
do not judge him. He took the Barrage vow. It's been like 10 years of him just sitting there. His hair's just gonna fall out.
I guess. I don't know. That looks terrible. Like, you can use a different actor if you really want to. You can just say, "Hey, Master," I forgot his name. Master
Torben.
Whatever. Master Johnson. Oh, it is Torben.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying Master Johnson because I said so. But yeah, Master Johnson. Blah blah blah. Yes, I'm gonna drink the poison. Which, that, by the way, interesting plot line. That's an interesting idea. Makes me go, "What the fuck did the Jedi do that he's want to commit suicide?" They clearly did
After
something.
being silent for over a decade.
Clearly something terrible happened. So like, I want to know, but bad writing elsewhere. Then, in the flashback, just go, hey, fucking Padawan Johnson, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to use the same actor if you can't handle doing the special effects or correctly, I mean. So, yeah, that's my points on why the show's terrible. But cool concept, terrible execution is my thoughts.
I want to touch on the makeup thing again, because I'm picturing now in like the original trilogy and the prequels, we have a lot of diverse aliens and a lot of different makeup. A lot of that looked really well, but my personal preference is going to be more towards the prequels, where we got to see one Ki-Adi-Mundi, and the makeup that was done with him was fantastic. We have Yoda's whole thing.
Kit Fisto
looked great.
Looks great.
But then the one that Ayla Secura, how do we pronounce it? Ayla on Felucia, where she was killed in 66.
Twi'lek, right?
Yeah, the Twi'lek. It looked like a legitimate Twi'lek. Like,
yeah.
And then we get this from Disney. Like, I was expecting a lot higher,
you see what I'm saying?
Aliens, because
even
before Disney,
even
we had
Ahsoka.
better aliens. Even Ahsoka's bad.
Just like, it's not okay.
Ahsoka doesn't look great either.
No,
I agree.
No.
Yeah. Better than this, but does not look great. You know what else is jarringly bad too? Is the I forget. She's green in the Green Jedi Master. That's like bald.
Oh, with the whip.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
She's gonna. We know she has the whip, but doesn't have the whip yet.
The name.
Something with an S and SCCUL something skull, something like that.
Vernestra.
Yeah. She.
Dude, that's like your name. How did you screw that up?
I don't know, but it's not. Well, it's not my name. Okay.
Straight up. First 4 letters. Same. Vern.
Well, her makeup looks terrible. That's not an alien. That's a white lady with a bald cap and makeup. And
I wonder if they're
bad.
trying to make them Mirrorland species. If that's what they're banking this on.
It's supposed to be
who she is.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't look anything like it's supposed to.
That's a real character. Like, that one we know about.
Yeah, that character's in the High Republic books. Yep, it's bad. It's real bad. Miria Lance. Mirialans. And that looks nothing like that. Like, what's her name from... Oh, Barriss Offee. Same species, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both Mirialans.
Which is... That's not Luminara.
Yeah, Luminara
is
also...
Luminara.
Luminara is same species.
Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't look anything like it's supposed to.
It's the purple tattoos, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. So, suck less, Acolyte, is my closing statement on that. Do you guys got anything else before we move on?
I'm still going to watch this shit.
Well, I'm going to watch it, but it's bad.
Dude, I got to know. I feel like they did the Wookiee so dirty in episode 4.
They did. I was just
They did hit so dirty.
He's just like, no fight, no Wookiee fight. I was looking forward to the Kung Fu Wookiee fight.
So bad.
I wanted to see the Wookiee rip some arms off, damn it.
Nah, dude. Originally, it was so, like, not anticlimactic. I thought he killed himself.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I really thought he killed himself.
And then I saw the lightsaber mark, and I was like, oh.
I thought he killed himself with a lightsaber. Full-blown seppuku.
Seppuku, whatever you say. Yeah.
Sapporo.
My thing with this
That's what it is.
Whatever this first season is, this is all we're getting. The second season was canned. Everything was canned. The contract was pulled. Like, so
Leslie Hewland lost $15 million.
Who did?
The director.
The director. She was supposed to do another Star Wars show and a Marvel spinoff, and they yanked it.
There was also supposed to be an Acolyte spinoff too.
Yep.
What?
Gone.
Yep.
Do they not like track the product they're about to put out when they're making these
The critics rated it like 80%.
No, they did.
Yeah,
not.
the critics are stupid.
The critics were like, "Yep, this is good. You should watch
fans."
Look it up.
At Rotten Tomatoes, that is fluctuating between 16 and 17% fan score. probably going to go down after 4.
No, it's the average tomato meter being high is because they take out like the immediate review bombing that came out when it was released, the first 2 episodes.
No, they went back for episode 3.
No.
It tanked.
Well, it did. The audience score is still 14%, but overall it's 85 because they take out the review bombing that came out initially.
No, but I thought that you could split it between critic score and
average audience score. They do. Well, no, they have average tomato meter, which is total, and then they have average audience score.
Yeah, the critics rated it really high.
Yeah, but
across the board,
you still take out the.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So IMDb, the rating on that is 3.4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yep.
It's a bad show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's not bad, and what can definitely make this a lot better?
Working class questions. It's the favorite time of the favorite information show. That didn't make sense, but I'm leaving it in. That's what she said.
The Acolyte. Oh shit. Now I got to answer these questions distracted.
Yep. First question comes from Atrax. Since his username is stupid.
Yeah, what is that username?
Who cares? I agree, but still. Since Marcus isn't on, why are PlayStation controllers better than Xbox ones? And I'll read the second question second.
Yeah, let's answer question number 1. Does anyone here like PlayStation controllers? Like, legitimately?
No. I mean, I think they're fine. I think they get a bad rap, but I think I prefer an Xbox one.
I don't know if I got the right hand shape for PlayStation controllers.
So,
why?
Because the thumbsticks are down.
Yeah, but so is one of the thumbsticks on an Xbox controller.
Yeah, I know, but that's my right hand, and that's what it's used to.
My right hand's used to.
It's used
jamming
to
it in
torqued
there
on that angle.
we all know where that was going.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I want to, because I do know people that adamantly prefer PlayStation controllers when they have both available. Like, if you're using your computer, yeah, they both work with any sort of PC. So you have
that's not true.
Free market.
I have sourced. I've tried to use my PlayStation controller. It does not link to Steam as nicely as Xbox One does, but anyways, okay. I digress.
The potential is there for you to use either when you choose.
Yeah.
And I know individuals that prefer the PlayStation controller.
Who?
I am not one of those people. People with smaller hands.
Who are these people?
Anybody with tiny hands. Ask them.
I mean,
these are made up people that you're just made up right now.
No, I'm talking about my small Asian friends.
So Min, you can say because you said Min earlier. You're afraid to call them out this time.
No, but there's other Asian individuals that may not want to be called out that I am friends with who prefer PlayStation controllers.
All right,
but
fine.
Now we have
also named Min.
Yeah, that was racist.
No, it wasn't. I'm saying you're talking about the same person.
No, not at all.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, moving on. PlayStation controllers are bad.
Rhaiu does not believe that. If you look at his facial expressions, he currently has one.
Yep. I
do. This throws my tiny hand hypothesis out the window.
Yeah, Rhaiu's 6'4".
6'5".
Can you explain this to me then?
Yeah, it actually goes back to the original Xbox controllers. You remember those on the first Xbox? How big those things were?
Wide suckers.
Those wide,
definitely knock somebody out
controllers. Yep.
Yeah.
So the PlayStation controller hasn't really changed much in design since the original PlayStation. Granted, we got the Joy-Cons added, and then from there, it's just kind of been the same copy-paste for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's always felt comfortable. It's what I grew up on, and then every time I pick up an Xbox controller, it's just doesn't feel right. I felt the 360 controllers were way too small. Like I've never been a fan of the Xbox needing a battery pack with controllers. I've never liked that.
What do you mean?
The 360 you had a battery pack. PS3 didn't have one. PS3 was charging cables.
Yeah, but the Xbox, if it died, you could do the hot swap.
Yeah,
have to go plug it in.
You didn't have to. You just plug.
Yeah, but what if you didn't have a cord long enough? You could plug in an Xbox one too.
No, they gave you cords that were long enough for you to like sit on your couch.
Yeah, when you bought the PS3, they gave you like I think
10?
10 to 15 feet of cord that you could plug in and keep playing. But yeah,
Well,
that's
point.
all. Is just for me. It's just as a generational thing. It's like went from PS2 when they added the analog sticks, and then you had I think PS2 was actually Xbox, and so the Xbox controllers were too big, and then PS3, Xbox 360 had batteries. PS3 was just plug and charge, and then getting into the 4. Do Xbox controllers still use batteries?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man, it's 2024.
Well, you can do either or.
No.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Dude, that's terrible.
Max.
Yeah, but you
Dude,
can
that's
buy
terrible.
a pack for them if you want.
Yeah, but like that's again going against the point as to they're not being that great.
That's just to me. Like again,
See,
I'm not a battery person.
I prefer the batteries because I don't trust the charge. Like on my paintball stuff, they make not for Planet Eclipse guns, but there's other paintball guns that you can get rechargeable batteries for them, and like your hoppers too, you can have a rechargeable battery in Virtue Spire, the In Charge. Well, I purposely don't because if you forget to charge it in the match, you can't fucking swap it. Like if your run out your battery dies, you can just put new batteries in and you're good to go. But if you don't charge it, you're fucked.
I guess.
So that's my thought. It's like, no, it's not better if it works right. But if it's not working, then you're just screwed. But if you see, at least with the batteries, you can just pop in new batteries quick. But
Now, how did syncing work with the Xbox controllers? Like, if you were to take your controller over to Fetta's house,
you just same thing. You hold it down.
Push button.
See that? So
but they didn't get Bluetooth until just recently.
Well, that's the thing. So with PlayStation, if you plugged it into another system, it immediately recognizes the controller, and that controller works for that system now.
See, that's annoying to me because you can't. You need the cable. Like that should just be a hold the button down, bing bang boom, you're good.
But has that been like from 360 onward?
Yeah, 360 was the same thing.
Because again, the cord's always been a thing. Like that's how you charge your controller. So everybody has a cord. So you just plug it in and poof, it works.
Stupid.
Plus, you can actually also charge your controller. It doesn't have to be plugged into your system. You could use a regular, plug that you would plug your phone charger into, and it would charge the controller.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, same thing.
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
So that's why.
I never had a phone that used a USB and micro.
Can I ask another question?
I use a lightning one.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm actually going to take this directly from Goldie. Because we were just talking about why PlayStation controllers are better than Xbox ones, let's answer the reverse. Why are these Xbox ones better than PlayStation?
I think they feel better.
I agree. I mean, like when I hold a PlayStation controller, my left thumb immediately goes to the D-pad, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be using the D-pad right now, and then I have to like awkwardly torque my hand again.
Yeah.
To get to the other thumbstick.
I just think the Xbox controllers are more comfortable, and then they're meatier. Then I like a meaty hand sensation.
I also don't like the idea of there being a circle and a square button.
Yeah, I like A,
Why
B,
are they
X, Y.
shapes, dude?
Why not?
Why are they shapes?
I couldn't tell you. It's just that's PlayStation's. Well, actually, I think it goes back to like not the original the PlayStation 2. Yeah, the original PlayStation 2 had a graphic design of like the triangle, square, circle, and X, and then from then on, it's just been a staple that triangle, circle, and X is just Sony.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's
it.
the funny thing too is like every controller, like if you go back to Dreamcast, for example, Dreamcast had like X and BA,
Yeah.
and then like the N64 had the big B button, and like A and LR, and
But they're all letters, and then Sony's just like shapes for these
well,
idiots.
no, they have the shapes for just that portion, but like on the back, it's L1, R1,
Still R and L, yeah.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Like, why are they shapes?
I couldn't tell you.
I just don't get it.
One thing I did want to ask though, so one thing that like with PS4 controllers, they had games like Infamous Second Son that actually incorporated the controller being able to like. So there's a specific part where, as the main character, you're spray painting, so they would actually have you physically turn your controller to the side, shake it, and it would make the sound and vibrate like a scan of paint, and you would spray. Did any of the Xbox controllers or games incorporate that stuff?
I don't think so.
Like even now,
I'm trying to
what
think.
is it? Astro Boy on PS5, like it acts like Astro Boy is in your controller. So like you'll hit a button and only that button will light up on the controller.
That's cool.
And I feel like there's more interaction with the actual controller.
Yeah, there is, because you got the speakers on it too, and
the speaker, the mic, like there's a lot of stuff on PlayStation controllers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I still think the feel is the biggest thing, and when it comes down to it. But
yeah.
What's our stance on pistachio flavored pudding?
I bet you that's good.
That sounds alright.
It sounds pretty good.
I mean, not my favorite. My sister made a limoncello pudding for Father's Day. That was fucking fantastic.
I don't think pistachio is like a bad flavor.
I feel like
just in ice cream.
No, even in ice cream, it's a decent flavor.
Yeah, but it can't be your favorite. Is the biggest issue.
No, but so like in the pudding realm,
right?
Like
I think that's butterscotch pudding.
Butterscotch
you
is
like
pretty
butterscotch?
I do.
I like butterscotch pudding. What's wrong with butterscotch pudding?
I think butterscotch pudding is fine. I think I understand it's inferior to chocolate pudding. You know.
Yeah, but chocolate anything tastes good.
Yeah, so like, Joey's spitting out his.
I just gagged.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked butterscotch pudding because I couldn't eat chocolate pudding. Can't eat chocolate pudding. So there's that.
I guess I just threw a dig out there, but I stand with I hate butterscotch pudding. It is for people with no teeth. That is what it's for.
Come on. Okay, you can't tell me that your grandparents or some older person that you had a good relationship with gave you a butterscotch candy, and that eating butterscotch pudding doesn't take you back to that innocence.
Butterscotch candy is delicious. It should not be a different type of texture in my mouth.
All right.
Tapioca pudding.
Delicious.
That's literally a different texture. That's not pudding texture. That has tapioca balls in it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
All right. Well, this is just shenanigans at this point.
All right, I apologize for everyone.
So then, hang on. Since we're talking
butterscotch pudding,
since we're talking better or worse here, what's better from Doritos, calzone or stromboli?
I think for some reason the folding, like the crisscross folding of the stromboli, is better mouthfeel. I feel like sometimes the calzone on the edges, when you get the pinch, you get soupy from the grease, and you don't get like the innards. You just get like pizza crust with grease soup. You don't get, in stromboli, you get more of like all the stuff per bite.
I like calzone. Calzone for me, I'm more of a, so I don't really like eat the strands. What I'll do is I'll cut the calzone like down the middle and then open it up so it's almost like a little cornucopia, and then I'll eat it like a sandwich.
All right, yeah, I'm with you. They're both good. We're splitting hairs here, but Doritos also asks, who has the better beard, Feta, Rhaiu, Nick, or Marcus? I think currently Rhaiu does. My beard I have to keep fairly short. Or Feta actually. I think it's either Rhaiu or Feta, and I'd say Feta. He has quite the magnificent beard, having not seen Rhaiu's in person.
I was gonna say I gotta see his in person, but I think my strong suit is the mustache.
Yes, Feta's got a real strong mustache. I gotta keep it off my lip because I hate when the hair touches it.
Nah, dude, I got a handlebar mustache. This shit goes up to my eyeballs.
Yeah, you do. You got quite the stash. Marcus can have an epic. He grows a very thick beard, but he doesn't take care of it. He just like grows it out like a caveman and then shaves it all off because he can't be bothered to keep up with it. But there's definitely some strong facial hair going on here. Oh God. in a mud wrestling tournament, which WCN host would come, also from Doritos, by the way, which mud wrestling tournament, in a mud wrestling tournament, which WCN host would come out the ultimate champion and why?
I don't know, man.
That words are hard.
I think I lose no matter what happens.
I think Joey loses. Although low man wins in wrestling a lot, so you got the leverage.
Not with mud.
Yeah, that's true. You lose your traction. Low center
gravity means easier to slip.
I think Marcus would also slip, although he would get tired faster. Although he has been training, so
we got to take into account the various levels of training that are occurring here.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any wrestling experience over there, Rhaiu?
I don't think he needs it. He's from the South.
Wrestling and football.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. I think we have our answer.
Dude, I don't know. I would love to see a mud wrestling tournament between Rhaiu and I.
I think the way I win is I avoid conflict for the first 5 minutes. And then, because I think I'd be okay. I think I wouldn't look stupid, but I don't think I'd actually win.
You're not winning, but you're not losing. You're coming in second or third.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Like I think I'd be better than Marcus, but not by a whole hell of a lot. Like that would be a death match.
So you're calling it second?
I think I don't think. However, if I gotta contest with everybody, and like I'm going probably third because how things will shake out. I'd get tired and stuff.
We didn't even talk strategy. I'm just going to tickle y'all's nuts because I'm right there. Done.
Joey's going with the forbidden technique.
Good.
Go down real fast.
I think it's probably Rhaiu won, then depending on how things occur, Marcus or me second, Joey fourth. Although I don't think anybody else are particularly bad at wrestling or anything. So that would be quite the bout. But
we should pay-per-view that.
I know, right? What? Tune in live to see 4 idiots.
That's episode 500.
Wrestle in mud for no reason. Doritos also asks, what was your dream job when you were 5 years old? 5 years old.
I wanted to dig up dinosaurs. I still do, man. There's just no money in it.
I think doctor.
Firefighter.
I do know when I was like 12, I wanted to be a scientist, which is pretty much what I ended up doing, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I didn't want to do that originally at a college, and then I circled back to it, so it's kind of fun.
Firefighter?
Yep, definitely a firefighter. Even now, man, I some days I wish I was like, yeah, I miss that. I miss that window.
Yeah.
But
I mean, kind of. Yes and no. It's kind of hard to go back, I guess, but what? Doritos also asks, what is your favorite thing to grill on Independence Day?
Chicken.
My airway is dry.
Chicken? Any
Nothing
kind of
better
chicken?
Grilled chicken?
Mm-hmm. Grilled chicken.
Really? Joey, what's yours?
I'm a big fan. Go ahead, Ray.
No, I want to hear about this chicken. This can't just be standard issue grilled chicken. Like
no, so
what?
It's a little competition / tradition that my dad, myself, and my brother kind of started because all of us love grilling and we all call ourselves grill masters. So the first time all of us getting back together since being married and having kids and all that kind of stuff, we said, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a grill off. And we let our wives, the three of them all came together and said, you guys are going to grill chicken. So my brother chose to go with a charcoal grill. I chose propane grill. My dad said he was going to do a smoker. And that's what
that's a cheat code from Pop there.
Well,
give it a minute.
Yeah.
I like to think I won because my dad's was really dry. And my brother's had no flavor whatsoever. Like, he didn't season it or anything. Mine had just that right nice amount of juiciness and crunch.
Yeah.
So, jeez. But that's why I like chicken. Dad. It's a nice little thing we do.
That's cool. I would say probably, my favorite grill food is a steak or a burger. I love a good burger. But I'm going to go a hot dog for Independence Day. You got to go.
Hot dog.
Classic American.
How burnt are your hot dogs on Independence Day?
A range. I like mine pretty burnt, but not like burnt. TK427 likes burnt. Now, she has a little bit of a psychopathic tendency with the way she eats fucking marshmallows. She straight up shoves that thing in the coals and it pulls it out looking like Anakin pre-Vader suit.
Just tell her to smoke cigarettes. It's the same thing.
No, she goes, she just totally fucking barbecues the outside. And then she'll take the burnt part off and it's just gooey inside and that's what she eats. But I'm like,
that's not that bad.
I kind of get it. It's like you just do all the cooking in one shot. I like getting the like golden, perfect outside, nice and even,
like a normal person.
Yeah, Yeah. But Joey, what's your favorite thing to grill on the 4th of July?
Big fan of kebabs.
Kebabs, okay.
Kebabs.
Nice.
Beef kebab.
I like very nice. Now, what are you putting for veggies on there?
Onions, peppers, tomatoes.
Tomatoes on the kebab.
Hell yeah. Blistered tomato.
Okay. I not my favorite, but I get it.
And then I just like peel it off the kebab and then I eat it like a meat salad.
All right. Last question from Doritos. Choose one, Las Vegas or Atlantic City, and why?
Is anybody gonna pick Atlantic City?
I was gonna say, why is this a question?
Well, I mean, if you're a degenerate gambler, you'll have a better time in Atlantic City.
I guess. I mean, there's more to do in Las Vegas by a lot. Like, who the hell? Like, Atlantic City's just like casinos.
Well, they still have a Tropicana, and Las Vegas just tore theirs down.
I guess.
Sad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doing it to build a big guitar.
Who? Why?
The Hard Rock?
Oh, no, I know. I don't know. Yeah. We're all going Vegas, and I guess that means we all have to go to Vegas now. And since Marcus wasn't here, he can't go.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.